Hey, everybody, this is A-Train, and this is True Crime Undercover, and we just had an episode with a very special guest, Big D, and Supery, do you agree with me that is one of the best cop stories you've ever heard in your life?
Yes, it's one of the best stories ever, and amazingly, everybody came out still alive.
Right. Big D, welcome back.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back on your guys' show. Thank me.
Okay, what about it's an honor, too.
It is an honor, yes.
Well,
thanks, Big
A-Train,
D.
what I was going to have you talk about today, it's like, I was thinking about how hard it was when I was in uniform working late shift of staying awake for the whole shift.
Yeah.
You know, we're not used to staying up all night. And luckily for me, I didn't work part-time jobs. I know a lot of police officers work late shifts, go home, work a part-time job somewhere, come back.
Uh-huh.
It was harder for hell for them to stay awake. And Big D was telling me about what happened to him when he worked a bunch of part-time jobs. His little incident, and then he has another incident where everybody had a problem with it. So tell away, Big D.
Okay. Well, the beginning of the story will jump to the future, and then we'll jump back to the past.
Okay.
So I kind of had a history of falling asleep at the wheel, even from when I was young. This seemed to be an issue with me. But I'll leave the non-police parts out of this for just a minute. But so I had worked my normal hoot owl shift on the sheriff's department, and then I worked at from like 8:30 in the morning till 3:30 p.m. at one of the local high schools. They hired off-duty cops to work there. And then I had a couple hours of sleep, and then I had to be back on duty at 11 p.m. for my sheriff department shift.
Right. So,
and my daughter was just a baby, so my parents would watch her during the day. So anyway, so I get off the sheriff department. I work my shift at the school. I'm about to die. I'm so tired. I have to go over to my parents' house, which is way out in the country, and pick up my daughter.
Okay.
So on my way over there, I'm driving my police vehicle. I start to nod off. And, you start to do a little swerving. Then you wake up and you're startled. And you're like, whoo, that was a close one. I'm awake now. Nothing can make me fall asleep now. Well, about 3 seconds later, my eyes are getting heavy again. And so I fall asleep again at the wheel going down this county road. And I wake up to the sounds of thump, 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 thump. And I'm like, so I wake up and I'm scared to death. And I see cows going by me on the right, and I just see me mowing down these big round wooden fence posts around this farmer's field where his cows are. Just missed the telephone pole. So I wiped out probably, 20 to 25 fence posts on this field, which had the barbed wire and stuff at the top of this fence, and it scalped the light bar off the top of my car. Airbag blew. So I get out of my car and there's cows all over the place. I did not hit a cow.
Okay, good.
But the fence, I wiped out about 26 fence posts. So the fence was done. I got in some heat over that one. I think they made me work in the jail for like 2 months or something like that as punishment for that shenanigan.
Could you
just because you wiped out a bunch of property and ruined a new police car?
Well, I should have known better and pulled over or not to have been driving that tired.
So when you worked in the jail, were you able to get some shut eye? Get on a cot?
Yes, I went into the drunk tank and took a couple naps. Just
told the guy to move over and started spooning.
And I don't know how people do that job. That was the worst thing I've ever had to do. I mean, it was absolutely horrible being cooped up in there. And you guys know how inside the jail smell.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible.
You know, jail smells like bedhead and feet.
Yes.
And corn chips.
Corn chips with
Yes.
a sprinkle of rectum.
Yes, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Big D.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. So that now we'll kind of go back in time. I started in 1999 at this small town police department. It's in the same county where I was the deputy, but it was a smaller police department. And I had just went to day shift. I wanted to give the old day shift a try, but I was still working the road. So there was probably 4 of us on duty. There's myself, the chief, the detective, and I believe the assistant chief. So anyway, I'm out on patrol, and one of the other guy working the road is a pretty heavy guy, and the chief calls me and he says, "There's nothing going on. Let's go to White Castle in Plainfield."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, that's quite a bit away, quite a bit east of where we're located there, Chief." And he said, "It'll be fine. It'll be fine." So he had just got this brand new Ford Expedition police SUV. So it was pretty big. So I said, "All right, you're the chief. Let's go." So White Castle was selling those big briefcases of the cheeseburgers. So they wanted to get a couple of briefcases and bring them back.
Uh-huh.
So we all cram into, all 4 of us cram into his SUV, the Expedition, and we cruise on down to, on duty, White Castle, which is probably at least an hour from where this town is located. So we get down there. We actually eat in the restaurant. They grab several cases of those briefcase things, cardboard briefcases of the burgers. And you know what happens on a hot afternoon when you eat your lunch? You get a little sleepy occasionally. Yes. So we're driving back. I'm in the front seat. The chief is driving. The assistant chief and the other guy working the road is sitting in the back.
Okay, wait a minute. You're all there. Oh.
We're all there in one vehicle.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody on duty was in white.
In that car.
Yeah, in that car.
Okay.
So we're driving back, and I'm like, I'm getting a little sleepy. So I lean my head up against the pole, the post there, and I fall asleep. Oh, it must have been 20 or 30 minutes pass by. I wake up, and I'm getting ready to say something to the guys in the back about how tired I was. I look in the back. The guy who was the larger guy, not only were they both asleep in the back as well, but the guy who was the larger guy had the cardboard briefcase of of White Castles. They had the little cardboard handle. He had one handcuff through that and one handcuff around his wrist. So he had the case of cheeseburgers handcuffed to him. And then I look back up. I look over at the chief, and he's asleep.
Oh, no.
And he's driving the car. So I wake up. I look back. I see they're both asleep in the back. One guy's got a briefcase of cheeseburgers cuffed to him. I look at the chief. He's asleep. It was like an episode of National Lampoon's Vacation when Chevy Chase is asleep and he drives off. And I was like, I used his first name, but I said, "Chief, wake up!" And he kind of startled. I said, "Everybody's asleep. You're driving the car."
Oh, God.
We're on 70. So, thankfully, we all survived that, and the guy's briefcase of cheeseburgers was okay. You know, he had that to him.
Okay, with the big guy, did the cheeseburgers make it all the way home?
Well, the one cuff to him, they did, because he wasn't letting that one out of the sight.
Oh my God!
But they were getting into the other briefcases of them. But Yeah, so everybody was asleep in that vehicle.
I liked it when you look back, see those guys are asleep. Hey, geez, the guys in the back are asleep. Then when you look up and he's asleep.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Well, this sounds like you're lucky to be alive, but also tell about when let's go back farther in time where you almost had somebody killed accidentally.
Where I gave somebody a badge?
No, the one where he didn't see the ladder.
Oh, okay, yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
Track.
Yes.
I didn't mean to let you down.
Okay, is this another story about people falling asleep, or is
almost falling asleep if they were dying? Yes, go ahead.
Right, involuntary falling asleep.
Okay, got it.
So this was before I was a police officer. I think I may have been a reserve officer. I don't really remember. This was probably in 97 or 98. I was the director of security for our mall in town.
Okay.
Pretty decent sized mall. Anyway, part of training, I hired a new officer. And part of their training regimen, you had to take them up onto the roof of the mall and show them all the access points and points of interest up there.
Okay.
Well, there was a Sears Auto Center at our mall, and when you were on the roof of the mall, the Sears Auto Center was another 10, 12 foot higher than the roof of the mall. So it had a ladder. If you're on the roof of the mall, you climbed up this ladder on the side of Sears Auto Center to get on top of that portion.
Okay.
So that's what we did. So this was probably 10 o'clock at night.
So you're on top of the Sears.
We're on top of the Sears Auto Center, which is above the roof of the mall.
And the J.C. Penney was right next to it?
The J.C. Penney was on the other side of the mall, but you can kind of see it. So over our radios, we were able to get phone calls, and J.C. Penney's about a month or so prior had a smash and grab. In the middle of the night, they smashed the windows back when people were interested in stealing from jewelry stores and clothing stores. So get a call. It was City Police Dispatch saying that they have a burglary alarm at J.C. Penney's. So we're on top of Sears Auto Center, and it's dark out. And the guy that I'm training, he's like, "Well, we better get over there." So he takes off running ahead of me, and I'm thinking he's going to remember that there's a big ledge you're coming up on. So I start. About the time I'm like, "Hey!" All I hear was, "Oh shit!" Flat.
Oh no!
I'm like, "Oh my god, he's dead." I turn my flashlight on, and I go up to the edge and I look down, and it looked like one of those cartoon characters that fell off a cliff that's laying there all mangled. He's laying on the roof of the mall, falling off of the roof of the Sears Auto Center. And I'm like, "Dude, are you alive?" He's like, "I'm good, man. I'm good." And I'm like, so that was, I thought he was dead. But
was he injured?
I just think he hurt his legs a little bit, but I mean, nothing that he needed this medical treatment for. But the long, distinct, prolonged, shit, I can distinctly remember. So, yeah. So that's my story.
We appreciate it, Big D. And you know what? If you have more stories, we'd like to have you back.
Absolutely. I'm always available.
10-4.
I appreciate it. Out.